Jimella Tunstall. Friendships are relationships everyone holds dearly and strives to keep. You gain a friend, a family, an advisor, a confidant, a support system, and everything you need to navigate the rocky waters of life in that one person. Even when the whole world turns its back on you, they are always there and help you find the courage to fight all battles. But what happens when your friend turns their back on you? In Jimella Tunstall's case, her best friend didn't just turn her back on her, but brutally ended Jimella's life and that of her children. Jimella was born in February 1983. From a young age, she ended up in the foster care system. The maltreatment she suffered in foster homes made it difficult for her to trust anyone. This changed when she resumed elementary school and met a girl named Tiffany Hall. Tiffany was born on March 23, 1982. Even though Tiffany had her parents in her life, she still had to struggle like Jimella. Both girls were from neighborhoods plagued with crime, poverty, teenage pregnancies, and drugs, so they bonded over surviving these problems. The girls became so close that they called each other cousins. They remained best friends through middle school and high school. Tiffany has been a troublemaker since she was little, and her mom described her as rebellious. Her mom revealed that Tiffany once set her mother's kitchen on fire just to spite her mom. She was also physical with her mother. At age 14, she kicked her mom, which landed her in a juvenile center on battery charges. While Jimella continued her education through high school, Tiffany dropped out of junior school. Despite no longer being in school together, the girls stayed in touch and remained best friends. When Tiffany turned 16 in 1998, she gave birth to a baby girl. The following year, Jimella had her first child at age 16 too. She named the boy Jimella Tunstall. That same year, Tiffany welcomed her second child. 2 months after giving birth, the baby was abused. Tiffany's mother called 911, and the baby was rushed to the hospital for treatment. Medical reports showed that the baby's injuries were so severe that she would face disabilities in the future. Following the incident, the Department of Children and Family Services removed both children from Tiffany's care. Later, in 2002, a judge ruled that she was responsible enough to care for her children, so they were returned to her custody. She couldn't stay away from trouble for too long, though, as she was charged with possession of stolen credit that same year. In 2003, Jimella welcomed her son, Ivan Tunstall. Then, in 2004, she gave birth to her daughter, Janella. Just like Tiffany, Jimella abused her first child with a belt and extension cord. She was charged with domestic battery and lost custody of all 3 children. She was, however, determined to raise her children, so she worked towards getting them back. She took completed parenting classes, which led to her domestic battery charges being dropped. Then, she got custody of her children again. Losing her kids appeared to be a rude awakening for Jimella, as she decided to get her life together. She bought a vehicle with her tax refund to make life easier for her and her children. Then, she began working towards going to college to study photography. However, her plan was put on hold in 2006 when she discovered she was pregnant with her 4th child. Around this time, Tiffany announced that she was also pregnant. By September 2006, Jimella was already 7 months pregnant. Jimella and Tiffany both planned to raise their babies together, but this never happened as neither of the babies made it to life in a shocking turn of events. On September 15, 2006, Tiffany called 911, reporting that she had a stillbirth. The police took her and the dead baby to the hospital. She then told the officers that the stillbirth was due to a sexual assault. Medical personnel attempted to examine her, but she vehemently refused. They couldn't medically ascertain the cause of the baby's death, but they found no signs of trauma on the baby. On September 21st, she held a funeral for the baby, whom she named Taylor. Tiffany's boyfriend, a military personnel, took an emergency trip home to attend his baby's funeral. After the funeral, Tiffany dropped a bombshell on her boyfriend that the baby was not his. She confessed that the baby had been removed from Jimella's womb after she killed her. The boyfriend immediately reported Tiffany to the authorities. They launched a search for Jimella's body. A few hours later, the body was found in a weedy lot close to Tiffany's home. An autopsy carried out showed that she was hit multiple times with a blunt object, but the cause of death was blood loss from wide lacerations to her abdomen. This meant she was still alive when the baby was removed from her womb. Further investigation revealed that Tiffany hit Jimella multiple times on the head with a table leg before cutting the fetus out of her womb with scissors. She then left her in the bathtub until she bled to death. After Jimella died, Tiffany wrapped the body in shower curtains and dumped it in the lot where it was found. Everyone was trying to wrap their heads around why Tiffany would do such a horrible thing, but there was more to come. It soon dawned on them that Jimella's 3 children were missing. Her boyfriend told police that Tiffany had picked up the children at his house on the 18th, claiming that Jimella asked her to babysit them and also collect her car. The boyfriend didn't think twice before releasing the children, since Tiffany often babysat them. This was the last time anyone laid eyes on the children. Tiffany wouldn't tell them the whereabouts of the children, so they began searching. They also went to Jimella's apartment to get a picture of the children to file a missing persons report. Unfortunately, all their effort to find the children proved abortive. On the 23rd, Tiffany bowed to pressure and told detectives to check Jimella's washing machine and dryer. When the officers returned to the apartment, they were met with a strong stench. The body of 7-year-old Demond was found in the dryer, while the bodies of 2-year-old Ivan and 1-year-old Janella were stuffed in the washing machine. All 3 children were naked, except for the underpants on one of them. Autopsy reports revealed that the children had died from drowning. Nevertheless, the police were confident the children did not drown in the washer and dryer. Tiffany had drugged the children with cough syrup after picking them up. She then told them she was going to bathe them. She took each child to the same bathtub where she had killed their mother, pretended to bathe them, and drowned them in the tub. When she drowned all 3 children, she moved their bodies to the dryer and washing machine. The police could not figure out the motive for these senseless killings, but Tiffany claimed she simply targeted Jimella's unborn child. This doesn't explain why she killed the other 3 children, though. Medical examination proved that Tiffany was mentally fit to stand trial, even though she had some mental problems and an IQ of around 70. She was indicted for the murder of Jimella and her unborn child in October 2006, and her bail was set to $5 million. Later, in April 2007, she was again indicted for the murder of Jimella's 3 children. To escape the death penalty, Tiffany pled guilty to 4 counts of murder and 1 count of intentional homicide for killing the unborn child. She was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The burning question remains, why did Tiffany unremorsefully murder her best friend and her children, who looked up to her as their mother? Was she jealous of her friend? Was she mentally unstable? Did Jimella offend Tiffany? To this day, no one has definite answers to these questions. All we know is that 5 lives were tragically ended by someone they trusted with everything.